this is Brandy with Stitchin' in Oregon, back for Flosstube number 9, and today is December 19th, and I hope, fingers crossed, I can get this video edited and uploaded same day since I'm doing it so early today. So yeah, I am back for an update, and then at the end of this video I'm gonna do my plans for next year. That way if you don't want to watch them, you don't have to watch. It's not as complicated as I thought it was going to be in my head for plans, but it is different than what I have been doing, so well, a little different. First thing I want to mention is the giveaways from Flosstube number 7. I'll try to put a link to that one down below. I did mail out the Frosty or Winter Friends chart from Autumn Lane Stitchery to Kitmar. Hopefully they received it. But I have not yet heard from Sharon D. Monson 2923 for Christmas Tree Farm. So Sharon, if you are watching this, I did comment on your comment that you had won. I will put my email down below. And if you send me that information, I'm gonna hold on to this until the next Flosstube, and if I haven't heard from you then, I'll put it back in the stash for next drawing, because it's a super cute pattern by Twin Peak Primitives, and yeah, I love that barn. I just think that is so cool, and it has a wreath on top. So yeah, Sharon, if you still want this, please reach out to me. So what have you all been up to? Like I said last time, I started a new job and I'm liking that, finally getting into the groove of things. My kids have not had a volleyball tournament again, just lots of practices. There's a little bit of a cold going around, so they're getting, sorry, my son just texted me a ton of smiley faces. So they're getting over that, and school break starts here. Thursday's our last day of school, so December 22nd, and then we will be out and go back on January 8th. We are pretty excited because our oldest daughter, Alyssa, is, well, she's currently on her way home from Belize. She saved up and took a trip to Belize, which is super exciting. And she's been sending me pictures and updates, so I might ask her if it's okay to post a couple pictures of her in here. Because she got to go snorkeling and make chocolate, and she went ziplining in the mountains, and anyway, yeah, it looked like a lot of fun. So and then she will be flying from New Orleans to Portland for Christmas. She'll be here on Thursday, and then Friday I'm gonna take Alyssa and the twins. We're gonna spend the night in a yurt on the coast, have a girls' night, and then my son should be here Christmas Eve, I believe, and be with us for a week or so, 10 days. So yeah, that's kind of our Christmas plans. We're gonna have a brunch with my in-laws. They're gonna come over, and then we'll just kind of have a quiet family dinner with the kids and us, which will be really nice. And then this past weekend, we took a trip to Northern Idaho, Spokane area again. We went, unfortunately, not for good reasons. We went for a celebration of life of one of my friends that we've been friends since high school. But anyway, it was my kids' first experience with that kind of thing. They've not experienced loss, really, and so that was a tough weekend. And then you know, kind of put a little bit of a damper on things, but we did stay in a hotel. The girls got to go swimming a couple times, and they got to hang out with their aunties, and I got to see my nieces and nephew, and so yeah, it was good, even though it was sad. Which kind of leads me into my progress. So when we got home from this weekend, I was supposed to stitch on my 4th of July gnome, which is part of my WIPGO poll for this month. But I decided, given the circumstances, that, and I was just sad, and I still am, but so sorry. I got out Remember Me by Teresa Kogut. This is not on any of my WIPGO boards or anything. I just started this one this year, a couple months ago. I don't know if I started it with my friend Tanya or if I started it because she had started it. She's an enabler when it comes to Teresa Kogut patterns. But all I've been doing is working in this flower here, and I started these 2 little dots. And I'm not 100%, I'm stitching this on a 40 count vintage from Be Stitch Me. And it's this really, it's an opal color. And I think you can kind of see the sparkle. It's really pretty. And this is where I'm at. So I stitched all of this green and filled it in and did these 2 little dots. All of this is new, and a little bit of the white is new. So I actually got quite a bit of stitching done in the 2 days I've been working on it. And I'm gonna keep this out, just, sorry, I also put his initials in there. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this out, and I'm gonna keep working on it when I feel feelings about it. So yeah, but I'm really happy with my progress right now. I am stitching this 1/2 with the called for DMC, except I do have 1 or 2 of the called for actually I just have, it calls for Weeks, Dye Works, the Celadon, I think is how you say it. And I do have that one. And so that was left over from my other Teresa Kogut that I finished. I did Farm Girl, and that was used. And so that was left over from that. So anyway, yeah, stitching with the called for DMC, except for that 1 Week's Dye Works. And then, and I'm just gonna leave that out, you know, for as long as I feel that I kind of need that therapy in my life. Okay, next, this is a stitch along I am doing with my friend Tanya. On Thanksgiving, I was watching Stitching with the Housewives, which she stitches a lot of, and I don't stitch that much of. But I was watching Stitching with the Housewives, and I saw this pattern all stitched up, and I asked her if she had it, and she said that she would start it with me. So I think we started this the day after Thanksgiving. So this is "And to All a Good Night." My printer is wonky, so this is not the actual colors of it, but and I did dye my own fabric for this, and I am using DMC. So we finished, both of us finished part 2. So we have divided this into 4 parts. Part 1 was this first, the word and like half of this tree. And then part 2 was supposed to be half of this tree and half of this reindeer was where it ended. I have an issue leaving things like that undone. So I finished it. But Tanya stitches so much faster than me that when we start on part 3, she's going to finish like 5 days ahead of me. And so I might be a tiny smidgen ahead of her right now, but not for long. I think we decided we were going to wait a couple days so that I could catch up on my WIPGO goals, and then we're going to start part 3. So probably toward the end of this week, we'll start. So yeah, this is what I did. And I really like this tree. I think it's super fun. And I just used Rit dye to dye this. It's an 18 count, and I'm stitching it 2/1 with 2 strands. But I'm really happy with how this is turning out. And this is a lot of fun to stitch, and once you start going on it, it stitches up pretty quickly. I stitched the whole house, the words, the rain. Anyway, I stitched everything but I think 3 snowflakes and half of the tree and half of the reindeer on the car ride up there this past weekend, trying to get caught up. And I mean, you know, it was 6 hours of stitching, but I got it caught up. So I was happy with that. So that's another one that's going to stay out probably until we finish it, unless we haven't really talked about if we're going to finish it all in one go or if it's going to carry over till next Christmas. So, but we'll probably finish it. She's on a finishing kick, so we'll probably finish it. And it would honestly be nice to finish it, because then I can get it out of my WIP, off my WIP list. Okay. Let's see, the other thing I have to show, let me take this out of the hoop really quick. I was working on this last night. This is the 2023 Santa by Prairie Schooler. And this is what he's gonna look like. And I love him. I feel like I'm gonna be addicted to stitching these now. I'm stitching this on a 25 count mushroom Lagana 2/2 with the called for floss, except his beard I used Whisper, and this is where I'm at. I'm so excited. So last night I finished his boots, and all that's left is his lantern and the snowflakes around him, and then the words "Snowy Night." But everything else is done, and he's just so cool looking. So now I'm gonna have to stitch all the Santas every year, but I love him, and I should be able to get this finished by the end of the year. so that I can get this one off of my WIP list too. I started this one in November. My grandma and I went to Maggie's on Main in Emmett, Idaho, and I picked the pattern up there, and I started it at her house, I think like that night. And then he's just been fun to stitch on. So, and this is what I'm using for his beard. This is my first time using Whisper, and so far I really like it. So, but I'll use regular white for the snowflakes. Okay, next I have the 2 WIPGO pieces I worked on. All right, sorry, I'm sitting on the floor trying something a little bit different this time because I rearranged my living room, and so everything's just kind of strewn around me. Okay, so I did work on my anniversary piece, and the plan is to just, I want to get this out on the 14th of every month to work on, but this will be on my short list to finish next year. So this is Violet's Blue by Blackbird Design. This is what it will look like. I had the house done, the border down to here done, these words up here, and this side, the border is about halfway done, and I got these top 3 or 4 flowers in, top 3 flowers in. And I'm really happy with that progress for this WIPGO turn. I'm stitching this on a Picture This Plus. I think it's a 36 count, might be a 32 count. I'm not really sure. And I don't know the color. I just know it's this really nice purpley gray. So last time you guys saw this, the house was done. I had put in our initials down at the bottom, and I think I had some of this border in. So since then I did all of this. I think this flower might have been in, but I did all of the vine, and I did these 2, and I did the leaves. So yeah, I'm really happy with that progress. I still haven't decided if I'm going to do that garden at the bottom with the vines coming up, because honestly, I kind of like it without it. Like from an aesthetic view, not really even concerned about the amount of stitching in those flowers at all. And I'm talking about these ones here. I think I'm going to end it here with these words. So it'll end about here. And I think I just like that. So yeah, it's kind of part of my plans for next year, stitching on the 14th of every month for this, since our anniversary is on the 14th. If you've watched any of my other floss tubes, you know I am doing my own floss conversion on that. And I'm happy to share if anyone is interested, because it clearly does not look like the stitched one. Okay, last one with progress is my 4th of July gnome, which I did get out. So I'm really excited about that. I'll have to put a picture of it up here. I did find it on Etsy again. The Etsy shop is called Favorite Gnome now. when I purchased this a couple years ago, it was called Cute Broidery, and now it's called Favorite Gnome. Excuse me. So I was able to find it, and I'll put that picture up, and it's super cute. I'm happy with the progress that I got. So yeah, I am stitching this on an 18 count oatmeal Aida from Michaels. And so this is my finished 4th of July lady gnome. And I'm stitching her man gnome next to her. So, I might have a before picture that I took. None of this star was in. So I put all of this star in, which doesn't seem like a lot of stitches, but it felt like a lot of stitches. So, did you just abandon your phone call? What?
I thought you were upstairs.
No, it's easier to do this down here.
At first I was confused who the hell you were talking to.
Myself?
I was like, oh yeah, herself.
That's my husband I'm talking to. I'm not crazy. He's working from home. You can come say hi.
I'm good, thanks.
I tried to get Nicole to say hi and she just squealed. Okie doke, that is the end of my progress, and I was gonna show you the tiny little bit of haul I had, but I can't find my book from Jingle Ball that came. Do you know where that is? My little pattern book? Because it's been sitting up there this whole time and now I can't find it. Will you go look next to my bed real quick? Okay, so, plans. I did decide to do WIPGO. Yes. I didn't want to go in there because I thought you was talking. Okay, so I did Jingle Ball and I told you all about that, and I ordered this Jingle Ball Baubles 12 ornaments from the 12 designers, and it came and I'm really excited about it. So this is one of the ones, and then these are the rest, and I'm super excited about that. This one is a Hello from Liz Matthews and Caterpillar cross stitch, I think. Satsuma Street. This one's Teresa Kogut. This one is the Blue Flower. So yeah, there's a lot of them, and that little deer is so cute. The deer is Tiny Modernist. And then Hands-On Design did this one up here. So yeah, there's just a lot of really cool ones in here. And I do want to make Christmas ornaments for my family members every year for Christmas. So I think this will come in really handy for that. Okay. Let's go back to plans. So for plans, I had originally talked about not doing WIPGO this year because I had 2 boards this year. It was hard to keep up with both my regular stitching and my full coverage WIPGO pulls. And I did. I managed to get them all except one, which we're gonna talk about. And that one I'm gonna, here, I'll just show you this. Okay, so my last WIPGO pole that I needed to work on, I'll have to insert a picture, but it's the Ruby Rooster. And this is where I'm at. I'm stitching this on a 28 count, 1/1 half. Yeah, 10th stitch. Yes, it's beautiful. No, I don't want to work on it. There's so much confetti. I am so tired. My brain is just exhausted. And I don't have the brain capacity to not make a mistake on this. So I'm going to swap that one out for, and I'll have to insert a picture if I can find it of the full thing, but this is Quaker Snowflakes by Hello from Liz Matthews. And I'm almost done with this. And so my goal is hopefully to swap this out and get a finish on this by the end of the year. So this is where I'm at on this. This is the top. It just has another one of these borders at the top. So that's the top of the design. There's just like 2 more big motifs, and then the rest are like small to medium ones. So, you know, clearly I have a thread hanging here. That's where I was working last time. I have one I need to finish here. This feels more appropriate to work on right now. It's on an 18 count fabric from Hobby Lobby that, yeah, that's pretty good actually. That's what it looks like. Lends itself very well to winter stitching. I am using my own floss conversion. I have a couple different colors in there. So if you're interested, I am happy to share. But yeah, this is where I'm at. And I'm just going to swap it out. You know, WIPGO is your own thing, your rules. And so there's no, you know, I'm not going to be in trouble for not working on Ruby Rooster. But I do want to work on something. So this one I do, it would be really, really nice to get a finish on. Okay, so that being said, I did decide to do a WIPGO board this year. What I did was I made a list, front and back of this paper. This is all of my current works in progress. There is 45 of them. Well, there's 44, 45 with one I know I'm going to start. It's Poisonous Plants from the Witchy Stitcher for my son. I'm going to start it probably on Christmas for him. So I just included it, excuse me, in my list. So what I did was I got like the random number generator, because I put numbers next to all of these. They're in random order. I pulled them off my shelf, excuse me, wrote them down, put a number next to it. That's all I did. So what I did was I went through and I did random number generator. So each project is picked one time. This is my WIPGO board for 2024. Each project is on here one time. The only thing is I did build in 3 new starts. And there are some on here that I'm hoping to get a finish on this, you know, this year, like Quaker Snowflakes. I'm hoping that that's done. And if it is done, I can just input another one on here. The Be Beautiful sampler by Twin Peak Primitives, that would be a lot of fun to finish this year, and then that can come off. So yeah. So this is what my WIPGO board looks like. I got this from the Facebook group for WIPGO 2023. She's going to change the name soon, probably to WIPGO 2024. She updates the name of it every year. And in the files there, she has templates for this. And there's different styles where you can track like stitches and hours or theme or however you want to do it. I just put in the name of the project. My personal WIPGO goal is to just get some stitches in. So I try on my full coverages to get at least like 5 days of stitching on them, and that's just touching it, whether it's 5 stitches or 100 or whatever a day. That's what I try to do. But as long as I have touched it when it gets called, I consider that goal met. And that's the same with my regular cross stitch projects as well. Only I try to work on those for 3 days. I put those in my planner, assign them a week, and then they get 3 days. You know, and I do the same thing with them, whether it's 5 stitches or 100 stitches or whatever. So that'll rewind. My goodness, I just tripped all over myself. That is my plan for WIPGO for next year. So yeah, there's that. And then the other thing is I'm having my family members, so each of my kids and my husband and myself, pick one of my projects that they would either like me to focus on finishing or focus on progress. So for this one, this is going to be a little bit different. I think my focus on a finish is going to be either the Beautiful sampler. Let me go grab my tablet so I can show you all pictures. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. So my own personal one that I want to focus on a finish is going to be the Beautiful sampler, or my anniversary piece, which I just showed you. But this is the Beautiful sampler by Twin Peak Primitives. Sorry, there's a really terrible glare. I am, let's see, how far am I? Because I am stitching this in Pattern Keeper. So I am a little over halfway. So I'm 55.08% complete on this. This one stitches up so fast. It's a lot of fun. And I usually stitch on it when my kids are stressing me out, or I'm worried, or, you know, whatever that may be. And considering I have a 20-year-old, a 16-year-old son, and 2 11-year-old girls that are going on 16, I have plenty of time to stitch on that. So, yeah, I think that one and Anniversary are going to be the ones that I focus on a finish. My husband wants me to focus on Progress for Rainbow Babies. This is the one that I am stitching for our friend, and I have cropped a bunch of pages out, and this is what the whole project looks like. I have cropped this, 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 and that. So over 20 something pages out. And he knows there's no way I can finish this, but I can get progress on it. And honestly, I haven't touched this in probably a month now. And this was, I was doing a daily 30, and that's what this was. But since I started my new job, I haven't. This is where I'm at on it. It goes a little bit further over here, but not far. I'm stitching this on an 18 count easy guide with a called for DMC. This is called Rainbow Babies. It's by Kathy Amaral, and it's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. So I don't really have a specific goal on this. Maybe just make sure I touch it at least once a week, getting some stitches in instead of, you know, go hard on it for a month and then don't touch it for 2. But just some progress on this is what my husband has chosen for me to work on. My daughter Cadence went upstairs last night and she chose Rising in the East, which is a Beauty and the Beast pattern from Etsy, artwork by Chris Darrell. This is what it will look like. This is also a full coverage, so it's not going to get finished this year, but progress is progress. Stitching this on an 18 count oatmeal Aida. I also got this from Michael's, and this is where I'm at right now. I've been stitching over here, so I think maybe my goal on this will maybe to get a couple page finishes, and I'll feel good about that. Because this page is almost done. So yeah, this one is fun to stitch on, and it does work up pretty quickly. And I am stitching on this in Pattern Keeper. I am currently 14.34% done on this. So, I mean, it would be nice if I could get it to maybe 20%, but just make sure I touch it, get some love on it. Gavin and Alyssa aren't here yet to choose sorry, I got a text message. They aren't here to choose what patterns that they would like me to focus on this year. So I'll have new messages from 626. I'll have to update that after they get home for Christmas and they pick theirs. But Nicole, kind of out of left field, I wasn't expecting this. I was honestly expecting Nicole to pick a Beauty and the Beast pattern, especially Rising in the East, because she asked me when I started that if she could have it when it was done. And I said, sure, but it's not going to be anytime soon. And so she's already spoken for that. So I was pretty shocked that she wasn't the one that picked that. She picked Aphrodite by Mirabilia. And I'm super excited about this. It'll be really fun to get progress on her this year. Small possibility I could finish it. I doubt I will, but you know. I'm stitching this on High Tide, a 32 count Lugana by Be Stitch Me with the called for floss. And let's see. I honestly am not sure looking at this. I think it's this way. This is where I'm at. I saw, the reason I started this was because I saw Jordan the Tattoo Stitcher working on this, and hers was finished. Look at all that sparkle. Oh, it's so pretty. Hers was finished and so pretty. I think it was the video she did before the Mirabilia or Nora Corbett retreat in October. She wanted to get it finished, and anyway, I saw her working on it before that, and I just had to start it. So this is on my list of things to work on. So I do want to focus on getting things done. I currently am sitting at, like I said, 44 current whips, 45 with poisonous plants from the Witchy Stitcher, and then Christmas Eve, my friend Tanya and I are going to start Newcastle Bouquet by Teresa Kogut. So this will get added to my whip list too. And this is what it looks like. I've had this kitted up for a while. And I have this kitted up with a 40 count linen that is ale. And I don't know. I'm wondering if it might be too dark for it. Maybe not. It looks pretty good in the... Anyway, yeah, this is the fabric I chose for it. It calls for something else. Let's see. I do have the called for floss in here, and I've just been holding on to them. They're all over dyes. Let's see. She calls for, on a 40 count linen, she uses straw. So mine is definitely darker than that, but so let me know what you think. Should I order? Because if I'm gonna order it, I need to do it like today or tomorrow. A 40 count linen, because I want to stitch this on a 40 count. If it needs to be a lighter color to make this stand out. So that one we are starting on Christmas Eve, and then the other one I have for sure in plans is Land That I Love by Teresa Kogut, and I'm going to start this on the 4th of July this year. I have all the floss for this already. I just need to get a piece of fabric, and it calls for 35 count tin roof. So we'll see if I can get that, but it's a huge piece of fabric, so I'm gonna finish size 16.5 by 16 and 5/8 inches. Stitch 1/2 on 35 count linen. And Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch has been working on this. I don't know if she has finished it, but I know she was stitching on it pretty religiously, wanting to get it done, and hers is beautiful. I will say I've wanted this since I saw this pattern, but it was so big that I was intimidated. But every time she got it out and showed her progress, it made me want it. So plans, and I have the floss for it. So I think that's it. I will try to come back after the new year with a new video. If that pattern still hasn't been picked up by Sharon, I'll just absorb it back into the next giveaway. So yeah, I think that's it for today. I hope you all had fun. You saw something that would inspire you and keep you stitching, and I just hope to see you guys again next time. I hope you have a happy Christmas, a good new year, and that it's everything that you hoped that it could be. All right, I'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye.